Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Imagine a country smaller than many major cities. A country with very limited natural resources. A country that, at independence, faced serious questions about jobs, housing, economic security, and its future. Now imagine that same country becoming a major global center for trade, finance, technology, transportation, and innovation. That country is Singapore. Today, Singapore is known around the world for its impressive skyline, modern infrastructure, efficient transportation, major international airport, busy port, and highly developed economy. But how did this small island nation achieve such a remarkable transformation? The answer begins with a combination of geography, long-term planning, investment in people, global trade, and the ability to continuously adapt. This is the story of how Singapore became one of the world's most advanced countries. A challenging beginning. Singapore became an independent country in 1965. At the time, its future was far from certain. The young nation had limited land and few natural resources. It also faced economic challenges, unemployment, housing pressures, and the difficult task of building a stable future. But Singapore did have one major geographical advantage: its location. Positioned along one of the world's most important maritime trading routes, Singapore had enormous potential as a center connecting Asia with the wider global economy. The challenge was turning that potential into long-term prosperity. Leadership and long-term planning. One important part of Singapore's transformation was its emphasis on long-term planning and institution building. Under its early leadership, including its first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore focused heavily on economic development, public administration, infrastructure, and attracting international investment. Efforts to maintain effective institutions and address corruption also became important elements of the country's development model. But Singapore's transformation was not the work of one individual alone. It involved government institutions, businesses, workers, educators, families, and generations of Singaporeans contributing to the country's development. And one of Singapore's most important investments was not something found underground. It was its people. Investing in education. With few natural resources to depend on, developing human capital became essential. Singapore invested heavily in education, technical training, and workforce skills. As the economy evolved, the workforce evolved with it. The country moved from labor-intensive industries toward more sophisticated manufacturing and services, while expanding into areas such as electronics, engineering, finance, research, and technology. Education became closely connected to Singapore's economic strategy. The goal was not simply to create jobs for the present, but to prepare people for the industries of the future. Becoming a global trade and business hub. Singapore also used its strategic location to become deeply connected to international trade. Over time, it developed major port infrastructure and strengthened its position as an important global shipping and logistics hub. At the same time, Singapore worked to attract international businesses and foreign investment. Manufacturing expanded. Financial services grew. International companies established operations in the country. And Singapore increasingly became a place where global trade, investment, transportation, and business could connect. Its geographic location provided an opportunity. But infrastructure, institutions, and economic strategy helped turn that opportunity into a competitive advantage. Building a modern city. Economic development was only one part of Singapore's transformation. The country also had to create a functioning modern city for a growing population. Large-scale public housing programs became an important part of Singapore's urban development. Transportation networks expanded. New towns were planned. Roads, public services, commercial areas, and green spaces were developed as part of a broader urban system. Today, Singapore's MRT network helps millions of journeys take place across the city, while its transportation infrastructure connects neighborhoods with business districts and major destinations. And beyond the city itself, Singapore built infrastructure with global significance. Its port became one of the world's major maritime hubs. And Changi Airport developed into an internationally recognized aviation gateway connecting Singapore with destinations around the world. Technology and innovation. But Singapore's transformation did not stop with industrialization. As the global economy changed, Singapore continued to adapt. The country expanded into advanced manufacturing, financial services, digital technology, biotechnology, research, and other knowledge-intensive industries. Technology also became increasingly integrated into public services and urban management. This ability to adapt is an important part of Singapore's story. Instead of depending permanently on one industry or one economic model, the country has repeatedly worked to position itself for new opportunities. A city connected with nature. Perhaps one of the most visually striking aspects of modern Singapore is how greenery has been integrated into a densely developed urban environment. Trees line major roads. Parks and gardens appear throughout the city. Modern architecture increasingly incorporates plants and green spaces. And destinations such as Gardens by the Bay have become internationally recognizable symbols of Singapore. The country has also invested significantly in water management. An especially important issue for a small island with limited natural resources. These efforts reflect another aspect of Singapore's long-term approach, planning not only for economic growth, but also for the challenges of operating a dense modern city. The final picture. So, how did Singapore become one of the world's most advanced countries? There is no single answer. Its transformation came from a combination of strategic location, long-term planning, institution building, education, international trade, foreign investment, infrastructure, urban development, and continuous adaptation. Singapore's geographic position gave it an important advantage. But geography alone could not build the modern country we see today. Investment in people helped create a skilled workforce. Infrastructure connected Singapore to the world. Trade and investment helped drive economic growth. And long-term planning helped shape the development of the city itself. Of course, Singapore, like every country, continues to face challenges and debates about its future. But its transformation remains one of the most remarkable development stories of the modern era. From a small island nation facing an uncertain future, to a globally connected center of business, transportation, technology, and innovation. Singapore's story demonstrates that the size of a country, and the natural resources it possesses, do not necessarily determine what its future can become. Sometimes, a country's greatest resources are its people, its ideas, and its ability to plan for what comes next. What do you think was the most important factor behind Singapore's transformation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed discovering the story behind one of the world's most fascinating countries, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves learning about countries and cities around the world. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you on our next journey around the world.